Hello, everybody. How are we? I'm just going to make sure I can see my group because I can't always see their comments. Okay. How are we, everybody? Super excited to be here today. It is almost time for Christmas, and I leave tomorrow for Rhode Island, but still excited. Hoping people will get on. If you get on, say hi. For catching the replay, comment replay. I know with the holidays, things get a little more hectic, but we are still showing up. This has been our craziest month to date as far as deals and all of that. I warned everyone, this is insane. This month's insane, but I feel like this month, even on the student end, there are a lot of them doing a lot of things and uh, dealing with the headaches of end of year deals. But at the best point, part two, I have a student today closing her first deal right before Christmas, closing today. So I'm super excited about that, really proud of her, and all of my ladies that are out there rocking the real estate game. But that's not why we're here today. We are here today because the biggest excuse I hear, and I call it an excuse because this is something that can be fixed, is time management. And that I don't have the time or I can't fit it in. And one of the things that I'm going to say, and it's going to be a little blunt here, is it's just not a priority then. If you can't make the time to do this, then it's not a priority. And so one of the things I tell people is if that's the case, then admit it to yourself because then it takes the pressure and the guilt and the shame of not doing it. We were talking about this with weight loss. I was telling my ladies that, hey, Melissa, long time no see on that name. Hi, everyone else too. But I was telling my ladies that the biggest, that weight loss, right? We were talking weight loss in the student group and through a post. And I said, look, I was like, I'm going to be the first to admit that it's not a priority for me right now, even though I know it should be, even though I know that my health. And I said, so what the tips I'm going to give you today is the tips that I'm going to do to get back into the weight loss side of things and all of that, because I was like, it's just not a priority. It hasn't been for a few months. And I can admit that, right? So I'm like, even though I know it should be, just like a lot of us know we should be doing the task for real estate, but it's just not a priority because if it was, there would be no excuse. You would just do it. You would just make the time. And for those of you that are like, well, Liz, you just don't understand. I'm jam packed. I run 3 multi-million dollar businesses. I'm a single mother. I have no support here. I don't live near my family. And I still manage to go to winter concerts and turkey trots. He does MMA and karate 4 days a week. He does tutoring on the other day for 2 hours. He has his own little schedule outside of it. If I can do it, you can do it too. And so I tell people this as more as when you let go of the excuses and the reasons to why this can't work for you, you'll start finding things, okay? So, one of the things I want, and I'm just being very honest, and I'm sure that will piss some people off, but it's just a matter of you have to be really honest of how much this matters to you. And so, if this matters to you, then these tips are going to help you overcome the time management issue that you're having. All right. And so, because some people are okay, I know it's an issue, but I don't know how to fix it. And that's okay. That's when you reach out and ask for help. Okay. So, one of the things is my slogan that are now on like sweaters on the REIW shop that you can buy is called Do It Messy. I've had it trademarked and everything. Why is that the slogan? Because it takes the pressure off of doing things perfect. So, what I had noticed, I started this slogan probably about a year ago, is the students, they were trying to make everything perfect. And as women, that's really normal for us to want to have everything be perfect, right? Everything be done and know everything before we do things. But that is not going to, perfect is not going to get you anywhere. And I told a lady once, I said, think about learning to throw like a free throw, right? Whatever it's called, free throw. Anyway, you're trying to make a hoop, right? And so when you go to take the shot, you're going to miss a few times as you're learning. In order to get good and make consistent shots, what are you going to do? You have to practice. You have to just do it. You can't just sit there and learn in theory how to make the shot perfectly and all this stuff. How it's going to work for you is actually doing the task and practicing and failing and making mistakes and correcting the mistakes as you're doing it, right? Well, you have to apply that same to business. Business is the same thing. I have made a ton of mistakes. I have made a ton of failures. I have answered things really like not the best way to, or explained things not the best way and learned from it. I have done countless lives and podcasts that I bombed and like deleted them once I was done, right? Like there are times when that's just how it is. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to know every answer. Okay? So, one of the things that I wanted to say about that was, kind of putting that into your mind, and even my non-students repeat it. I'm going to do this messy and I'm going to learn, because I'm going to learn so much quicker by just doing than I am by thinking about doing. And so you want to start taking action and be able to do it messy. The other thing is, when it comes to mastering time management, is you got to plan it into your day. And so on Sunday, it's a ritual for me at this point. On Sunday, I get up, I do my morning routine that I do all the time, and I'll be talking about morning routines next week. But I get up and I just go and start planning my entire week. Now, I have a written planner and then I have a digital planner. My digital is saved for work. My written has my work and my personal in there, okay? And so for you, do the kind of the same thing on Sundays, or whatever day works for you, whatever day you can sit down and have about an hour to yourself. You are going to plan your whole week. Now, here's the tip that I actually got from somebody else several years ago that was the game changer for me. You need to plan the driving to the things, because what will happen is, if you don't plan like the 30 minutes it takes, you're going to say, oh, I have time to do real estate from 11 to 1, and then my appointment's at 1. No, because then 30 minutes there is not accounted for, and you see how the rest of your day will get pushed back, or things won't get done because you didn't account for how long it takes to get to the next task, whatever it may be. So I do that. And then during that time, like, my Google Calendar is the most color coded thing you've ever seen. I mean, anyone that has seen it has literally said this is the most overwhelming calendar, but it works. Okay. It works for me. And so you do that, you take the time, and during that time, I plan what I'm going to do in that time. Now, here's the thing, you want to be really realistic. I actually will underplan than overplan, because women, we're naturally born, if we don't do it, we feel like a failure. If we don't finish everything, or something takes longer than it should have, we feel like we get discouraged and like we shame ourselves. So I actually underplan and just put what I need to do, my 3 priorities during that time. And then I'll have another list. Hey, Liz, if you finish this, this is other stuff you can work on during this time that's maybe not as urgent, but is on there. Okay. So you want to do that. Now, after that, you want to learn to give yourself grace, especially in the beginning when you're new to the business, or you're new to what you're trying to do during those time periods, or you're just new to managing your time better. Give yourself a little bit of grace here. Okay. Especially as we go into 2024, there's no more putting yourselves down. There's no more stressing, right? There's none of that. Give yourself some grace. Every week, things are going to come up. That is life. You're not going to be able to get to your business that day. That is life. But you need to treat it as if it's a 9 to 5. I'm not saying you have to schedule that. I tell people, honestly, in the beginning, give yourself an hour. And they're like, oh my God, I could do more than I said. But you're going to see, when you go from 9 to 5 to entrepreneurship, or just single motherhood, stay-at-home mother or stay-at-home wife, to working, that you're not going to dedicate 4 to 6 hours a day. It's just not going to happen. It's just not, I have not seen one person do it. And you're like, okay, well, Liz, I challenge you. Feel free to challenge me. But most of my ladies average about 2 to 3 hours a day. Okay. But in the beginning, I tell them do 1, because if you can stick to 1, you can extend to an hour and a half, and before you know it, you're working 3 to 4 hours, getting everything in there. But you have to, if you don't meet that requirement of 4 hours that you start off with, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to get discouraged. I'm not doing this. Why even bother? Stuff like that, right? Like, I'll wait till Mondays. No, start today. Why will you wait till Monday, right? You made a mistake and ate the donut this morning. We'll start with the salad at lunch, type of thing, right? Do the same thing here. Give yourself some grace as you're going through things. It happens, and I'm trying to set you guys up for the right thing in 2024. The other thing is being ruthless about what you prioritize. So I will always prioritize the time blocking into my life. Because if not, I have 3 businesses that count on me that will fall if I do not make the time for them. I have a son that desperately needs my help still. He's 11 and to manage him. So you have to be really careful and make sure that these are priorities. I have conversations with my son, and you will need to do it with your family. Hey, that from this time and this time you can't bother me unless I need to take you to the ER, someone died, or the house is on fire. Nothing is urgent to bother me. Go do what you need to do your homework, you can game, do what you want to do, but during this time, this is for me. If the door is closed, you cannot bother me unless it's urgent. And really having that conversation, and people are like, well, Liz, I have younger kids. I started this when my son was 3. If I can do it, you can do it, okay? Now, if you have an infant, different story, but maybe you have somebody that can help you for a couple of hours, even an hour a day, so you can focus on other things. This has to be a priority. The excuses have to leave, okay? The other thing is being really careful to make sure that you plan everything you can in there, but also to lean in on help. Okay? Lean in on people helping you. All right? Because that is a game changer. Even for me, I may not have help as far as with Hunter and work day to day, but I have somebody that comes and helps me clean my house. I have somebody that does my yard. I have meal delivery. I have, someone to clean the pool. I have all this stuff where I could have the help so that I can focus on the things that do help me make money. So wanting to do that. Oh, look, Laura's getting on. Okay. So I'm going to add her in too. So we have that too. So grounding the help. And my last tip on time management is learn to say no. And this is going to be really hard for women because you guys don't like to tell people no. But if you want to prioritize real estate, then you have to prioritize the business. And that means saying no to other things. You know how they say if you work really hard in your 20s, you get to play more in your 30s? That is the same concept here. For a few months, you are going to have to give up on a lot of things that you don't really want to give up. But then I'm telling you right now, the rest of your life can be so much better. Because I hustled in all of my 20s, my 30s have been phenomenal. And I gave up on the drinking and the partying and the going out. And trust me, I lived in Miami. There was plenty of that. But I knew that I had a bigger picture here. But I tell my ladies, the whole reason you have coaching is so that it doesn't take you 5, 7, 8 years to go there. You can get there in under a year. If you really listen to us, that's the other issue. You got to listen to us and do what we say to do and ask the questions. You can get there a lot quicker. That's the whole point of having mentorship, is to streamline your success a lot quicker because you take out a lot of guesswork by having mentorship. And so that was just kind of some of the tips, is to say no. Learn to say no to people or things. Remember, we all are here for instant gratification, and that's okay in some cases, but a lot of the times it actually hurts your future self from getting what she wants. So learn to say no. Time block, right? Time block, put the time aside, dedicate it to it, prioritize it. And if it's not a priority, then stop saying you want to do this. Because if you really want to do it, you'll make this a priority, and that's important. But the time blocking everything is how you get into time management. It's how you get 3 successful multi-million-dollar businesses. Even if you don't want that much, to have one successful business that's going really, really well, anyone will tell you to get it off the ground, you have to make it a priority in time management. They like the bow in the background, Laura. So,
Oh,
Laura, I kind of been talking on this, but do you want to give any of your own tips for time management?
great. Well, everybody, happy holiday season. I'm actually in Newport, Rhode Island today and in my RV. So that's why the bow is not in my house, but I have to do what I can with a small space. As far as time management, it depends about you, what you're looking. So first of all, get very clear on what you want to do, with your time. You There is the concept that you need to work 8-hour days, 5 days a week. Who says that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. In Europe, I'm originally from Italy, and in Italy, they work 3 hours in the morning, take a nap, go home, eat, take a nap, and then start working again at 4 p.m. until 7 or 8 p.m. And then after that, they go out and, meet with friends and so forth. So it's how you build your life. In America, we are a lot of time, we believe that we have to work these 8 hours days, 5 days a week, right? It's all about how you do it. You can go and take naps in the afternoon. I allow you to do that, okay? It's about how you want to work. There is a good book that came out a few years ago, and it's kind of a mind shift about things called the 4 Hour Work Week. Okay. And basically is about how to really get done more with less, and it's all about structuring. It's all about getting the help, like Liz says, having the help to have somebody come and clean your house and the pool. But even in the business, you can get a virtual assistants. They can do what you do even better.
Mhm.
There is a book that came out also a few years ago about e-myth, and e-myth is about, really, the concept in this book. It says hire people that are better at doing than you what you're doing, right? Because you feel like you can do better. But let's face it, there are people better there in marketing, in social media, in talking to people on the phone, right? There are people doing better than what you can do. So hire them to do that. And that's how you free up your time. So a couple of good books I would like to recommend today for anybody here that needs a little bit of a mind shift about time management and how to be productive is E-Myth and the 4 Hour Work Week. And then what do you want? How do you want your time to be structured, right? It's like, for example, when I travel, I work in the morning. Like right now, in about after this live, I'm going to be off the rest of the day, right? So I work about 3 or 4 hours in the morning, and that's it. Or you want to work out a 4 day week and then have 3 day weekends every single week. Wouldn't that be great? Or you want to take naps in the afternoon, right? So it's how you want to structure your day. A lot of us waste a lot of time. A lot of us, do things that are not productive. And that brings me to another great book, the 80-20 rule, which says that 80% of 20% of your time really goes to money making. It should be, I'm sorry, 80% of your time should be done in money making activities. Unfortunately, most of us use only 20% of the time to make money and 80% to do things that don't really matter as far as money. Especially with real estate being in the beginning, a lot of you feel like, you want to, get to your website done and do all the stuff that's not really important. I mean, you don't have to do all these things to start making money. I prefer you go out there and pick up the phone and make the calls and start doing deals under contract. Even if you do it, you don't even have. I had people starting the real estate business going to the library and using the library computer because they couldn't even afford a laptop, right? Or their own computer. So it's about really taking the initiative and being proactive and start making the money so that you can then hire the help and buy the computer if you don't have a computer, right? So that's the thing that you have to really kind of do a mind shift about how you view the business. You don't have to have you don't have to have a website, you don't have to have a bank account, you don't have to do all those things that are really not going to create deals for you right now. That's number one. Number two, look at the business that there are people out there. You don't want to make phone calls, you don't want to do certain things, then don't do it. Hire people that can do that, right? And then the other thing is how do you want your days to be like? You don't have to work 8 hours a day to be proactive and be successful in this business. When you say that you work in real estate full time, it's more about a full time mindset more than a full time hours wise. Full time meaning, are you focused? Do you want to break through this business? Are you going to give it 100%? Or are you only part time in the sense that, yeah, it's something I want to do as a hobby part time? That's where the full time comes to real estate, not 8 hours a week, 5 days a week. So hopefully I gave you some ideas here and tips and added on to what Liz already said. I came in a little late, so I don't know what she said, but hopefully this is not repetitive.
No, it wasn't. And so I I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that's why I said a lot of our students, they don't do 8-hour days here, right? Like They don't. They do probably a couple hours a day, but it's focused, powered work, right? Impactful work. It's money making hours. And so we talk a lot about that because so many people have you waste time doing things that don't matter. My thing is, are you on the phone with sellers every day? Well, I'm brand new. That's okay. Go through the training on talking to sellers, get on the phone because that's where the money is. So you need to do that. You can't do deals unless you do. Why are you wasting time on a website and a logo? You don't need to be there right now. Who cares about that? Do that later. Talk to sellers right now. And people find that really crazy because we teach so drastically different. But I think that's why our success rate is so high compared to other programs because we're very like intense on let's get you making money in the next 30 to 60 days, right? And then you can go into doing all the random stuff or hire somebody else to do that with the money you make. That's where this matters. So we have that. So what I'm going to do now is, Laura, while I get our raffle winner pulled up, do we want to talk about the price increase that's happening and how we're
Yeah.
really trying to get our ladies in before that? Because at January 1st, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. The price goes up.
Right. One of the things I want to frame this something, something to piggyback on what Liz said about how we're different than everybody else that makes you things happen faster. Let's face it this way, I brought a good example yesterday to somebody. I said, people want to invest in results. If somebody's going to tell you it's going to take you a year to achieve something, and then I come in and say it's going to take you 90 days, who do you go with? Are you going to go with the one that you have to hustle for a year before something happens, before you build a full-fledged business that you can quit your job and do this full time or travel the world and live life on your own terms? Or are you going to follow somebody that's going to make you do it in 90 days, right? So the thing is, let's face it, Lazy, you don't pay for coaching, you pay for results, right? That's the thing with me. We pay for coaching for marketing, me and Liz, because it gives us results. We don't pay for just for the sake of coaching. So that's the thing that I want to frame with you and get you in your mind about it. Now, the reason that we are increasing the cost is that we brought in a lot of amazing coaches this year. So it's me and Liz, and we have 5 other coaches. Most of them were previous students. One of them, she actually is still to this day my boots on the ground, being working with her for 15 years in real estate. So we brought in some amazing people. So there is a ton of experience from anything, from wholesaling to private money to Airbnbs, long-term, short-term rentals, to different strategies within the wholesaling arena, like innovations right now that are getting pretty hot, arbitrage when it comes to rentals. So we brought in some amazing minds. We're also doing about 20 to 25 calls a month. Okay, not a year, a month. So that means that pretty much every day you can jump on a call with one of the coaches and talk to them and ask them questions from anywhere, from wholesaling to rental property to Airbnb. One of the coaches a couple of weeks ago, he helped one of the students. She brought in this deal. She made $38,000 because he was able to coach her through this deal. Okay, I have one student right now. I just talked to her this morning. Liz doesn't even know yet. She's making $34,000 here on a deal that she just put under contract yesterday.
So
Yeah,
happy for
Lydia.
her.
She said she's going to be posting in the group. So that's what you're doing. You're investing with people that can walk the talk and help you to do deals.
Well, I will say
And we
this,
have
we also
amazing.
have that we don't get off until the questions are answered. So like we have a way where you can enter your questions in even if you're not on the call and we will stay on until every question's answered there. So it's not a matter of okay, well, I need to get my questions answered and I'm not able to. No, you're able to on these calls. I have one of my coaches consistently stays on until 9 p.m. call or 10 p.m. Call starts at 8 Eastern and she's on consistently because she wants to make sure because my evening ladies get on and ask questions and she's okay with it. She said if they can go and do deals because I stayed on an extra 30 minutes to an hour, I'll do it. That's how much our coaches care about the success of our ladies.
Right. So, like I said, within the year 2023, we've been really focused. We have only one particular coaching program, REI Growth Mastery. That's the only one we have. And we want to bring everybody successful. So with that said, We really focused on bringing up a lot of great minds with the coaching. We brought up a lot of more resources. We have a lot to obviously higher our operating cost. However, it also produces the fastest results in the market with the largest profit. I'm not kidding. Over the last month, most of our students who put property under contract made $30,000 profit plus per deal. Okay, this is unheard of in the industry, and this is with wholesaling, by the way. So with that said, if you're interested to schedule a call and learn more how we can help you in 2024 to be one of the other success stories, go ahead, and I'm sure the girls is posting a link here for you to schedule a call. And like I said, the increasing price for the over year is going to be about 20%. So it's a considerable increase, but that's what we need to do in order to to create this environment with this type of support, with all these coaches and these calls. And we have also other things in the plans for next year's, like we have experiences, different things that you can do and spend time live with us as your
Well,
coaches in a very
and the other
productive environment.
The other thing I want to say is that when we're in your city, we take you guys out. So, like in New York, we take them out. We don't just sit, we have decided we're not sitting in stuffy rooms. We're going to take you out and mastermind on the go. One, so you get to experience, like, and a lot of you guys live there and you're like, great, but it's different when you get to hang out with women that support everything you're doing, that are there and understand what you're doing as well. And like it was really cute in New York, our ladies all like reserved a table so they could all just sit and hang out and obviously learn. And they're like, I still learn every time I come to one of these. But they also got to hang out and like talk to each other during it and stuff like that. So you have like these lifelong friends that you make. We had a lady the other day where she had like a crisis at her rehab, and she immediately called one of the other ladies and was able to get like calm down and talk it through and all of that. So there's more than just you get the results and all that. You get people that know and understand and care and all of that. When we went to Laguna, our ladies came from all over. The one someone drove over 2 hours just to hang out with us for a couple of hours over dinner on the beach. Like it was just, you get to be a part of more than just a program. It's not just a program to any of these ladies. And I think that matters too. So I'm going to they are posting the link here. If you're interested in joining, there's 10 days left of this year. And then this price does go up. No ifs, ands, or buts. And so if you just want to talk to somebody, see what you can do to get in before January 1st, we have opened up some slots even with the holidays. Obviously Monday's shut off, but even with the holidays, and we can talk about what it would look like to get you moving forward. Because I'm telling you now, 2024, I've told all my students this needs to be their best year yet. And how do you do
Yep.
that? You set yourself up now so that when the new year comes, you hit the ground running.
Yeah, I was talking with one of the students this morning. What's in the store for 2024 as far as real estate is concerned? A few things I want to point out to you. 2023 was kind of a transition year, right? A lot of the sellers were still going on the 2021 vibe, 22, where prices were high. They could get more for their house than before. Now we're going to see prices leveling off. But with that said, now the sellers are coming down to reason more, and it's getting more and more in 2024, but the demand is still going to be high. The demand for buying properties, demand for rentals is still going to be high. It's also an election year. So with that said, there are going to be things that are going to be in place. They don't want to bottom the economy. There is not going to be a lot of crisis going on like people think, because it's election year. Nobody wants that in election year. So 2024 is going to be definitely an amazing year. So for anybody here, this is the time to position yourself. Okay. A couple of things I also want to mention about our coaching program is that we have two amazing things happening with our coaching program. First of all, we have the peace of mind guarantee. The peace of mind guarantees that we want to be successful. The fact is, we're not going here to say, okay, we're going to take your money, you invest with us, good luck, you're going to be on a call with hundreds of women. And no, we're a smaller community, number one. Like Liz says, we stay on the call and make sure everybody's taken care of and the questions are answered. And if anything happens 2024 where you have to put things on hold with real estate, just let us know, communicate with us. We're going to stick with you until you close deals. So that's a peace of mind guarantee. The second thing is that is we want to make this a win-win partnership. So we're not going to say to you, you invest all this money in coaching up front and then good luck. No, it's going to be about 50-50. You invest some up front, but the rest of it is paid throughout the year as you start doing deals. So that's how we want to make a win. It's a partnership for us for you to win. Because like I said in the beginning, I'm sure you want results at the end of the day, right? And the thing is, a lot of time you think, oh, maybe I can go on YouTube and, listen to podcasts and learn. I can tell you guys, when I started real estate back in 87, it took me 8 years until 95 to finally figure out what I was doing. And in the meantime, I lost a lot of money and I had to pay for legal fees. I don't want any for any of you. Okay. So I can get to the results it took me 8 years to achieve in just a few months. That's what you are investing in, is basically peace of mind and the fact that is you can start producing results because like I said, you don't pay for coaching, you pay for results. So I'm looking forward for you to have an amazing 2024. We're posting a link here. Like
Wait, wait,
Liz
wait, we're
said, we
not
have only
done.
10 days.
We're not done.
And then, yeah, uh, I'm down on my part. And then like I said, the increase is going to be substantial, but that's what we need to do in 2024 in order to keep giving amazing. But you're going to be grandfathered in as long as you schedule a call and talk to somebody in the next 10 days. So the link will be posted for you to do so.
So, speaking of starting 2024 off right, we are going to announce our raffle winner. And the raffle winning was a Law of Attraction planner for 2024, plus a time management video that I had done myself a while ago that really helped women kind of manage everything that's going on. And so, how do you get entered into these raffles? You have to join our Facebook group for those of us that are on the public, because I see there's a couple that are on through our YouTube. You have to join our Facebook group, answer the 3 questions, get in, and then even these ladies just comment the crap out of everything, is pretty much what I say. We are trying to promote a community here. We're trying to have you guys show up and like help each other out and like let you see this community. And so it was something that we started offering just to kind of give that benefit to the ladies that we're helping with being in our community, helping the women out, commenting. It really does matter in there because then the other women feel safe, seen, and heard. And so I feel like I was telling my team, I feel like it's a rival between the same few women. So other ladies, you need to come in and start building up and commenting and supporting. But what I love is it's just this you guys are consistent, tons of comments go out throughout the week and all of that. So our winner, in order to win, you have to email in within the next week to questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com. Our winner of this week, because I take the top 3, put it in a spinning wheel, is Tina Norris. So congratulations, Tina. I know she's on, or she was on a few minutes ago, because she's saying it's all about the results. But you are our winner. So I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much for helping us out. Now I'm going to bring Laura back. You froze a minute, Laura, so I had to remove you. But now that we are going to close out here, hopefully get to talk to a few of you about joining this community. But we're going to close out. It is right before Christmas. So if we do not speak to some of you before then, I just want to say Merry, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And we're just very grateful for this entire community. And I hope you have a great time with your family.
Yes. Have a happy and amazing new year. I hope all your dreams come true and have a great holiday season.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.